Kind of for all you guys, 48 hours after the fact, are you still just as excited as you were when you guys found out?
Excited, yes, but it's real, and so we're preparing like a normal week, and planning on being out there for an extended time. We want to make sure we do well, and so the prep is about the same as it usually is. We're having a good week of practice and get out there tomorrow.
What have you guys learned about Florida Gulf Coast in the past couple of days?
Fast offense, good setter, physical team. They score a lot of points, and they're pretty balanced. So offensively, they're a handful, no question about it. And so, we're going to have to be good with our defensive game plan, good with our block, and then be prepared to earn a lot of points.
Is there any team in the Big 12 this year that you've been able to kind of draw comparisons from between them, or are they just a completely different place?
No, not really. I mean, basically everybody runs some version of the same offense. There's a couple teams that'll run things a little bit differently, and they're not an outlier that way. And so I think between what we've seen in conference play plus the non-conference, I feel good about being able to put a game plan together.
You touched on it a little bit, but what are going to be the keys to topping Florida Gulf Coast just from what you've seen so far?
Yeah, we're playing a team that's been there before. This won't be new to them. They're more experienced than us that way. So really, we just gotta, just calm down and just be ourselves, but not get too caught up in it. It's still a match that we've got to play well and execute to be successful. And if we get too caught up in just being there, then we're not going to be there very long, So I don't know, but this team's mature and they're experienced, and I think by the time we get to Friday, they'll be past all those emotional things and we'll be ready to play real volleyball.
For both or either of you girls, what's been the message like just from the team, the older leaders on this team, about going into an experience that y'all haven't had in a long time?
Yeah, for sure. I would say we're obviously very excited to be in this opportunity and extending our season. But what's really cool in making history and everything is that this team isn't settled at all yet. And we want to go into this tournament, make some noise for ourselves, and I think we're looking forward to doing that.
And I heard you mentioning earlier your family is going to be in the area or something like that.
Yes.
How cool would that be to have that support there too?
Yeah, that's going to be really exciting. My whole family is pretty much lives in Wisconsin, so I think we'll have a big Texas Tech crowd from them for sure.
Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just going to say it's really important for us to remember to respect every team. So it's very important for us to treat this like a normal game, like we would for Texas or Baylor or even Wisconsin or something like that. So this game is very important to us as much as the big ones. So.
And Coach, I think I asked you this before your last game, but just what areas are you still wanting to see? I know you guys just said you're not satisfied. What areas do you still want to see this team grow in this upcoming week?
Yeah, I'm smiling because our game plans right now are basically the same every week. There's 3 or 4 things we always emphasize, and even if we did it near perfectly, we probably would continue to put it on the game plan. So it's always going to be serve and pass. It's always going to be how we handle out of system balls, just how we manage broken plays, and then just can we generate some stuff in transition. So if we do those things, then we feel pretty good regardless of who we're playing. But generally, when we don't do well, one of those things is broken down.
Coach, I know you're normally even keel during games and all, but I guess what was Sunday like for you just from an emotional standpoint, just being able to really kind of get this to fruition?
It was a couple different things because I was so excited for this team and the journey they've been on, and we put this group together with full intention of winning this season and at least being in the mix for a tournament spot, and to get there with this group was huge. But then to think back about where we started and all the former players that have been part of just at least laying the foundation and doing things the right way before we were quite ready to get over the hump, and just appreciating what they've done. And then also being really appreciative to Kirby, because he gave me so much time to just do it right and not put a ton of pressure on me, and just he knew what we were taking over. And so I'm really grateful for that, because a lot of administrators don't do that. They want immediate results. And I think he realized that the program wasn't going to do that in the state they were in. And so to have the time to do that, I was really appreciative of that. And I was glad he was there, too, to celebrate that with us.
Tatum, in terms of what the girls have kind of done, I know a couple wrote that they wanted to get to the NCAA tournament this year. I guess just from a team perspective, what was that like just to see that kind of come to fruition after you kind of wrote it down and kind of wrote it into existence, so to speak?
It's crazy to think about because it's like every little girl's dream to go to the NCAA double tournament, and that's all we've been working for since the time I've been here, since Tony's been here. So it's just cool to see that we've worked this hard to get this to this point.
Audrey, for you, just kind of seeing this journey, kind of the ups and downs, I guess for you, what's the biggest thing that you've kind of taken away from either this season or just the last couple to kind of see this program get to where it's at?
Yeah, I'm just kind of soaking it all in because this is my last time playing and being in this program, and I'm really appreciative of everything. And like Tatum said, this team has been through a lot, and we have worked so hard to get here. And I think that's just really exciting to be a part of and to witness and to play with these girls and fight with them, and it's just been a lot of fun.
Coach, you had any phone calls from anyone notable that kind of congratulated you or just something that kind of surprised you or anything like that?
Oh, I've heard from a lot of people, and everybody that I would hope to hear from, I did, and people that are either close to the program or just close to me that realize what we've been through and how hard this has been to get to this point. And so it's been really good to hear from them and former players especially, and that means a lot.
Tatum and Audrey, you mentioned writing your goals down before the season, but now what are your goals or expectations going into the tournament?
Yeah, I think just to bring our all to this tournament, go in with high expectations and just be the team that we've been leading up to this tournament. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's like now or never. We have nothing to lose. Just keep on playing like how we have been and give our all. I think we can make it pretty far. So.
Then, Coach, you kind of touched on it a little bit before, but how do you make sure your team, doesn't get kind of lost in the moment, being this is probably the biggest stage that you guys have played on?
Yeah, that's my job this week, and I've been through this before, and so the playoffs, I have a pretty good idea how to prepare the team and how to message things, and so we're gonna balance this out. We're gonna enjoy it. We're gonna have the full experience. We're gonna make it known that we're happy to be here, and we're not gonna cut anything short that way. But we're also gonna know when it's time to reel it in and get back into character, and when that's time to happen, then we'll be ready.